very good morning to you and very good morning to us all.
All right, so let's first of all start with the lead story on Daily Trust newspaper talking about, despite 4 trillion naira investment, hope deems for Ajaokuta still take off, and Nigerians' low-grade iron ore a setback as well. Let's have your take on this.
Sincerely speaking, people in our authority, black patriots, biggest and weak. Most people in authority deliberately know that they would intentionally intend to allow investments. Nevertheless, they will go ahead to. Thing is, people in government, whenever get out to get to the office, their thinking is not how to make things work or how to make Nigeria work or how to make investments for Nigeria work. Their thinking is how much can we get or how much can I get today when I get to the office. This is our biggest problem. And that is why privatization is much better for Nigeria, as unpatriotic as we are. Anything that is said to belong to government is being handled with utmost levity. In fact, not only levity, but outright stealing and theft. This is our biggest problem. And believe you me, it is the cause of the insecurity that we've been facing in this country for some time now. The people in authority will not be patriotic enough to allow Nigeria's wealth to really work and circulate. We really have a problem. It is not. It's not only on Ajaokuta Steel or whatever this thing is going on. In almost every investment that belongs to government. Take a look at our refineries, for instance. If people in authority were serious, they would have privatized maybe our refineries and or follow the style of the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who privatized and sold off properties, especially houses where civil servants have been occupying. Because if you see the monumental amount being spent on maintaining these houses, I mean, it's scary. So the way that the former president Obasanjo approached the issue, I think is much better for Nigeria. At least, even if the amount that was raised in selling those properties got stolen, at least the burden of maintenance is off government now. So we really have a problem. Privatization should be the best of us. It should be our best option.
The project is actually at 98% completion. So what is actually stopping the takeoff?
And patriotism. They will never allow.
Hello, Mr. Bashir. Okay, we lost him there. We will try to. Okay. All right, Mr. Bashir, we actually lost you there.
Oh, too bad. Maybe you try to reconnect.
Okay, all right, so moving on, let's talk about yet another story on the front page of Daily Trust, a newspaper. In 2023 elections, Northern elders have actually denied endorsing Saraki and Bala Mohammed. Let's have your thoughts on that.
They are only recanting, my dear. But they actually met, they have been meeting. Consistent thing took place has passed. I remember what happened during the Second Republic when we had 5 political parties, the NPN and the rest. There were aspirants, of course, and 3 of them from the NPN, that was the prominent party that time, were late President Shagari,
Oh, we seem to be having some technical difficulties there with our reviewer at the present moment. We will try to reconnect and, of course, continue the analysis of the headlines. Okay, I think we have reconnected now. Mr. Bashir, are you there?
Yes, I am with you fully.
All right, sir. So we seem to have momentarily lost connection there. So we're talking about the Northern Elders denying the endorsement that they actually made. And, well, there's a rider to that particular story saying that dropping zoning might spell doom for PDP, says IAM. Really, should zoning really still be an issue now in our political landscape?
I think zoning is okay. I don't find any problems with zoning. There's tribal interests, sectional interests, and whatnot. There are many. So if in politics, a political party or a political association decides to zone positions, I think it's perfect. It's in perfect order. Ordinarily, the best should emerge. Ordinarily, but taking account account should go at least until after we reach the maturity, where people will start to ignore or to deconsider this diverse interests. So I think zoning is okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people that are actually against the zoning thing about this whole zoning issue is that it actually stops the best from emerging. We don't get the best of the candidates from anywhere, regardless of where they come from in the country. So that is why a lot of people kick against the zoning issue, because if you place it on a particular part of the country, then other parts of the country do not participate. And what if the best lies elsewhere, not where the position is zoned?
That is very true. I think I said it in my comments that ordinarily the best should be allowed to come forward. But an organization calling itself IPOP that has been proscribed by government. The agitation is that they should have Nigeria's presidency. If they fail to get it, problems come in. So what do you do with that?
Well, it seems our technical difficulties are actually persisting. We'll take a short break right now. We'll try to sort it out, and we'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
This is Chandi Talk on Trust TV with Zainab Suleiman Okino. We look at various issues affecting us as a people and discuss it with a view to changing things for the better.
Those things are a reflection of the peculiarities of our society as Nigeria, and also things you see in a developing country like ours. Don't forget that Nigeria is more of a nation of many nations, if you would.
So you must have known so much now about cervical cancer.
My knowledge of cervical cancer revolves just around my wife and the symptoms she went through. I just couldn't bring myself to read about it. But unlike her, she was all over the net, studying it, reading about it.
Are those wishing or wanting to lead now, do you think they have proper training?
Now we are in democratic dispensation. You can't just say, okay, I've lived politics, let me just go and be a technocrat and allow politics. No, you must get people that are well-to-do, even technocrats should get involved so that their decision can be able to reshape the future of the country.
Daily, we bring you updates around politics.
People like you who are very young, you have no future. Anybody now who is 30 years, if what is happening today continues, by the time you are 60, you will have no country.
The DPO of a particular unit does not have to wait until the commissioner tells him what to do within his jurisdiction.
We have political parties on the ground. Some of them have been there for years. But they themselves, in their own sober moments, they know that this country is not the one they're expecting to run.
Policy and governance.
Are you saying the NBS is lying?
I'm saying to you very clearly that the NBS has a serious problem with accurate data till today.
The 5th Assembly, as well as the 7th Assembly, their own attempts were unproductive.
Emergence of the Taliban has simply emboldened terror groups globally.
There is a lot of attention with regards to security developments in Nigeria.
On Daily Politics, we interrogate issues, holding the actors to account, bearing in mind all the sides.
We heard that in some places now, people have to go and pay tax, not to the local government, not to the state, but to criminals.
Nobody can come to your house and kidnap you without information.
If this country is bleeding, it is bleeding because we have failed to educate our young.
All right, welcome back. We apologize for the technical difficulty being experienced with our reviewer there, but he's actually back right now, and we will continue reviewing the papers. Welcome back, Mr. Bashir Baba.
Thank you.
Politics. Let's talk about the First Lady talking about the 2023 elections, saying, presidential aspirants should be fair and pick women as running mates. What do you think about that during the iftar dinner on Saturday?
I think there is nothing wrong in giving women a chance to participate in Nigeria's political developments. On zoning, we shouldn't narrow our thinking to, parochial thinking. We shouldn't be parochial in our thinking. The best, is it a male or female? We were just criticizing about the things that political parties keep adopting. But as we rightly said, various interests have to be accommodated in politics. If a political party feels zoning will favor it to win elections, they will do it. At any rate, if you don't make a law against zoning, you can never stop any political party from going to zone. The cardinal principle of any political party is to win elections. So if you feel, if a political party or a political association think zoning will help you to win elections, the only thing is to make a law against zoning. It is fair if you allow a woman to be given support. I'm never opposed to it. Yes.
All right, so
we are together again.
let's move slightly away from politics and talk about the economy. So we've had reports that the inflation and the free fall of the naira has actually jacked up the election budget by like 115 billion naira. So is there any chance that we might see this number decrease or probably increase? What is the probability of that?
I think in Nigeria, anything that goes up never comes down. What we rather expect is a degeneration of the whole thing. The naira will continue to crumble. Deregulation. It is against control of our value of our currencies. So is World Bank. And unless and until leaders that will stand firm to tell these people
All right, I think at this point we will wrap up the newspaper review. Hopefully when next we have Mr. Bashir Baba on the show, network would, be a lot better. We'll